Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and call this meeting to order. And at this time, if y'all would stand, we're going to ask Mr. Mayor, if you would please do us in a word of prayer.
Dear Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for all of your many blessings. We thank you for bringing us all here together to celebrate a little bit. Bless and guide in our lives. Bless our county and our leaders. Dear Lord, be with us. Bless and guide in our lives throughout this holiday season. In your name, amen.
Amen. And while we're standing, if you would please, thank you very much, Mr. Minton. We'll have you pledge allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank y'all. You may be seated. All right. Tonight we're in for a treat. We have got the 11U football team with us tonight. And if I may, I want to read a couple of bullet points. Number one, 3 consecutive Super Bowl championships. Congratulations, boys. Along with that, 809 points scored and only gave up 45 points. Very, very good. Great. And also, number 4, you got a 26-game winning streak. Congratulations. That being said, Mr. Jones, I'm going to let you speak for just a second.
I'm one of the coaches with the 11U team. I just want to thank the Board of Commissioners for honoring this truly exceptional group of young men and the 3 years that they've been playing in the Mountain Football League. Don't know if we'll ever see it again. They are very dominant, but just thank you for recognizing the boys for all their hard work and achievements, and we appreciate it very much.
Thank you very much. Okay, we have got something else coming for y'all, and they're late coming. Being Christmas season, we couldn't get them in here in time. Mr. Jones will have them at the rec center as soon as they come in. Their footballs got the logos and all on for what you have done, and Brian Jones will have those. But we would like to do some pictures, and we got some Pickens County pins we'd like to give the football team at that time. And I don't know how many. Football team, raise your hand.
So if y'all want to come out this way, we'll stack them up in the back, and y'all can be in the front.
You pull that out, okay.
All right, so tall guys in the back.
Are you joking?
Tall guys in the back. Guys, let's go.
Right here. No, I need to step up school.
Getting skinny again.
For us and send it to That's what you have to do. I'll let you.
Are we all in here?
I tell you that's what's
Everybody move over this way just a little.
Yeah, we got to get these little kids.
Mr. Barnes, you got a couple of them young men blocked behind you.
Tyler. Jackson, take a knee. Oh, hey, there you go.
There you go. There you go, guys. Y'all know how to do it.
The winners. Say some smiles, come on.
Yay!
Oh, they gone.
All right, here you go, guys. Y'all ready? Thank you.
Any parents like to have some pictures? We
I'll put them on our post.
That's a habit. Oh, don't worry, guys. All right. Pins.
Thank you.
Hi.
There you go.
In order to get a hold of it, in order to get a hold of it, you gotta go.
Everybody get one? Again, gentlemen, thank y'all very much for your seats. Thanks for representing Pickens County. We're proud of you. And hopefully y'all have a Merry Christmas. Thank y'all very much. Wow, that sends it down in a hurry. All right.
Now I can feel the air going.
All right, item number 4, amendments to the agenda. We would like to add item A under finance, approval of the budget for 2020. And also item under B, add item N under action items, appoint member to the airport authority, Wendall Turner. And C, add item 0 under action items, economic development funding at 50%. I need a move and a second to approve those 3 items and get them on the agenda for tonight.
So moved.
Second.
Having a move and a second. Any further discussion? None being all that favor, let know by saying aye. None opposed, thank you. That brings us down to item number 5, approval of the agenda. I need a move and a second to approve the agenda as written.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? None being all that in favor, let know by saying aye. None opposed, thank you. That brings us down to item 6, employee recognition. At this time, I'm turning that part of the program over to Ms. Becky Denny. She always handles it and does a great job.
I hope we have some of you guys who, do.
Have one slid in back there in the
One
back.
slid in, okay. Jody Clark. Okay. Zeb McAllister. 10 years of service in the fire department, that's a big one. Thank you so much. We appreciate you very much.
Let me get a picture.
That's right. And then our next one is Richard.
Chad, let me get a picture. Oh, okay. Sorry.
10 years in the fire department, we so appreciate you guys. Those are big ones.
They get in front of y'all.
Get some pictures.
And Becky, there was a 20 years.
Did-
Yeah, there's 20 years.
Just a second. That is.
And y'all gonna have to smile too.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm not sure either one of them know how.
We have Trina Jones with the Recreation Department that has been here a whopping 20 years, but she's not here tonight, and we don't have her plaque ready, so we'll do that the next meeting. Okay.
Got it?
All right, hang on.
We got one more picture.
Here we go. Hang on, Rich.
One more.
Y'all get a little closer.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going with that. Thank you. Oh,
Judy.
that was a good one.
Come up here.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, Carl. Come on.
Get there,
There you go.
We always have to have families.
If we gotta get pictures, you gotta get pictures.
That's right.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Congratulations, guys.
Sign them pictures.
All right, there you go.
Oh, finally, there they are.
Okay.
All right. This is the finance report for the period ending November 30th. That's 11 months of our fiscal year 2019, and the expenditure budget should be 91.7% or less. First, we'll look at the revenue. The total revenue collected through November 30th is $20,387,319, and that's 72.2% of the budgeted revenue. The majority of the property tax hasn't come in yet, though. On the expenditures, the general government functions, the expenditures were $3,186,319, $192,502, and that's 89.18%. For the judicial functions, expenditures were $2,924,721, and that's 80.58%. For all the public safety, the expenditures are $12,457,178, and that's 88.34%. And then we go to Public Works, and their expenditures are $4,786,415, and that's 97.01, and that's mostly because of the road department's the unbudgeted repairs on the Jones Mountain Road. Yeah. So we'll need to do a budget amendment for them probably by the end of the year, by December's financial statements. For next, we go to the health and welfare functions, and they have their expenditures are $190,821, and that's 61%. For culture and recreation, $873,005, and that's 85.82%. For housing and development, $573,988, and that's 86.39%. So overall, we are at the expenditures through the end of November are $24,998,630. That's 88.53%, and that's 3.2% under the recommended level at this time of the year. For the enterprise funds, the water department expenditures are $1,878,245, and that's 77.78%. For the airport, their expenditures are $654,825. But their revenues are exceeding, they've had so much fuel sales, their revenues are well exceeding those expenditures.
Yeah.
So we'll have to adjust that budget on the revenue side and expenditure side also. The line item budget reports were sent to department heads and elected officials on December 13th, and I have copies of those if you all ever need to see them. Any questions or anything?
No?
Looks good.
It's looking like we'll be on budget or under for the year.
Should be the total, hopefully we'll be a little bit under budget.
All right. And Faye, under item 10A, approved budget for 2020,
Yes.
you want to go ahead and do that as we're,
Yes, in your finance packet is the approved budget, is the advertisement and the approved budget. We ran the advertisement, and the public hearing was held on December 5th before our work session. And so all the requirements have been met, and the budget just needs approval.
Mr. Denny, Mr. Barnes, you all got any questions? Any questions on the proposed budget? We'll approve it. That being said, Barton, I'm sorry.
He made a motion to approve.
Okay.
I said second.
Okay, have a move and a second. Any further discussion? None being all in favor, we're going to be saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed, thank you. That budget is now approved for 2020. All right. That will bring us down to item number 11 under action items. We need for item A, approve the minutes. The first one is the board meeting that we had November 21st of 2019. Y'all had a copy of those. I need to get a move and a second to approve those minutes, please.
So moved.
Second.
Moving to second. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, let know by saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed, thank you. All right. Then number 2, we had a call meeting, public budget hearing meeting on December 5th, 2019. Need a move and a second to approve those minutes, please.
So moved.
Second.
Moving to second, any further discussion? None being, all that favor, those by saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed, thank you. Those are now been approved. All right, and that brings us down to item 3 under work session on December 5th, 2019. I need a move and a second to approve those minutes, please.
So moved.
Second.
Have a move and a second. Any further discussion? None being, all that favor, those by saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed, thank you. Those items have been cleared. All right. Let's bring us down to, under action items, under item B, general liability and property insurance. I have been requested that we take a look at postponing that to a later date. I need a move in a second to postpone that to a later date, please.
So moved.
You need to put the date down?
Yes, I will come back to that. We'll just postpone it to, well, we could go ahead and do that. We would like to have Monday, wouldn't we?
Monday at
Yeah.
10, if that's okay.
That's good.
Can we go ahead and do it that way, Monday at 10 o'clock? There's some information that we need to receive, and we haven't received it yet, so we're just gonna have to hold it out. Please make it Monday at 10.
I won't be able to,
We don't, we don't need Phil here, we can do it Monday at 10. Let's go ahead, I need a move in a second, and where we got to move, but I'd like to add that we have a meeting at 10 o'clock on Monday morning to discuss the general liability and property insurance carrier, and then we'll just hold this meeting off to Monday at 10 o'clock. I need a second to go on with the move.
I think I made the move.
Okay.
Second.
Have a move and a second. Any further discussion? None being, all that favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, thank you. All right, that meeting has been moved to Monday. All right, that brings us down to item number C, the approval of the Board of Commissioners work session and meeting schedule for 2020. Y'all have looked over that schedule. Do you see anything we need to change? Are y'all comfortable with that? Which means that the work session schedule is from 10 a.m. to whenever administrative offices on the first Thursday of every month. And the Board of Commissioners meeting is always at 5:30, just like this one here, administrative office building on the third Thursday of every month. And those are the dates for those meetings.
Any of them fall on a holiday or anything?
They did not.
They did not, I
The
think.
only thing is January 2nd is the day we come back to work, that Thursday. So.
Yeah, January 2nd. We'll be coming back to work on January 2nd. So,
We accept that.
you fine with it?
Yep.
All right, need a move and a second to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Have a move and a second. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Unopposed, thank you. Those meeting times have been set. All right. At this time, item D is appoint a vice chairman for the Board of Commissioners for 2020. The last couple of years, it's been Miss Becky Denny. If Miss Becky Denny wants to do that, or if she wants to pass the baton over to Mr. Barnes to fill in case some of it's up to you. So are you saying you recommend Mr. Barnes this next year?
I
All right.
nominate Mr. Barnes.
I have a move. I have a move to put Mr. Barnes in that position for this coming year. May I get a second?
Second.
We have a move and a second. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed? Congratulations, Mr. Barnes. We'll check on your ratings here lately.
That didn't know I was going to.
Yeah. All right, that brings us, all right, that brings us down to item E. Item E is a reappointed county clerk. At this time, it's Miss Lisa Thomason. We'd like to go ahead and do all these in one time, so reappoint the county clerk, Miss Lisa Thompson, the deputy county clerk, which is Miss Karen Wheeler, and the county attorney, which is, I think it's Mr. Phil Landrum. If we could, you all right? If we could appoint all three of them at one time, I need to move the second to do that, please.
So moved.
Second.
Have a moving second to appoint all three of them at one time. Any further discussion? None being all that in favor, let know by saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed, thank you. That makes Miss Lisa Thompson still the county clerk. That makes Miss Karen Wheeler the deputy county clerk, and Mr. Phil Landrum has been drafted into county attorney position. Congratulations to all three of y'all, and good to have you still on board. And then, oh, not a problem. That brings us down to item F, the reappointment of the water sewer board members, and I'm going to do this together if y'all would so like. These two members said they would still keep serving if we didn't have any problem. One of them is Mr. Tim Jordan, and the other one is Mr. Tommy Shaw. Y'all have any issues with either one of them? We have a move to reappoint both those.
Yeah, so.
We have a second. We have a move and a second to reappoint Mr. Tim Jordan and Mr. Tommy Shaw. Any further discussion? None being all that favorable by saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed, thank you. That brings us down to item G, the appointment of water and sewer board member James Green. Mr. James Green is a businessman, lives in the Jerusalem area, has a heat and air conditioning company. Excuse me, he has agreed to serve on the water and sewer board for that area. If that's all in favor with you, I'd like to make a move in a second to put Mr. James Green on the water and sewer board of Pickens County.
So moved.
Second.
Moving to second, any further discussion? None being all that favor, by saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed. Congratulations, Mr. Green. Brings us down to item H, appointment of the beer and wine board member. We have a vacancy on that particular position. We have talked to Mr. Steve Moranis that has agreed to fill that empty position, and I would like to have a move and second to approve Steve as a member of that beer and wine board.
So moved.
Second.
Have a move and second, any further discussion? None being all that favor, no by saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed, thank you. Congratulations, Steve. Brings down to item I, appointment board of assessors member. Mr. Shane Finley has been approached and asked to fill that position. He said he would if he was so duly elected to do so. So I'm going to make a move that we appoint Mr. Shane Finley on the board of tax assessors for Pickens County. I need a move and second to approve that.
So moved.
Second.
Have a move and second. Any further discussion? None being, all that favor, no by saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed, thank you. Okay, that brings us down to item J, reappoint a planning commission member, Clayton Preble. Need a move and a second to reappoint Mr. Clayton Preble. He's agreed to serve another term on that position for planning commission member.
So moved.
Second.
Have a move and a second. Any further discussion? None being, all that favor, let know by saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed, thank you. Okay, bring us down to K, reappoint mental health advisory council member. Reappoint a mental health advisory council member. And Judge Alan Marsh has agreed to to stay on that position if so desired. I'll make a move that we accept Mr. Alan Marsh and leave him on the board at this time.
Second.
So moved.
Have a move and a second. Any further discussion? None being, all that favor, will by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, thank you. Brings us down to number L, reappoint recreation board members Kay Reese, David Finney, Chad Goss, Tyler Mitten, Suzanne Plumley, and Corey Eubanks to be reappointed as recreation board members for the next coming term. Need a move and a second. If that's in favor of that, I'll need a move and a second for that approval.
So moved.
Second.
Have a move and a second. Any further discussion? None being, all that favor, no by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, thank you. That brings us down to item M, reappoint Pickens Gilmer Joint Development Authority member Ryan Keeter to that particular authority member board. If that's to y'all's liking, I need to move a second to reappoint Ryan Keeper. That he's agreed to keep serving on that particular position.
So moved.
Second.
Have a move and a second. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor of those saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed, thank you. Excuse me a minute. That brings us down to item N, appoint a new member to the Airport Authority, member Wendall Turner. We have had discussions with Mr. Turner. He has agreed to serve. We have an open vacancy on the Airport Authority, and he has agreed to serve on that position. If that's all in favor, for y'all need to move a second for approval.
So moved.
Second.
Have a move and a second. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed, thank you. That brings us down to item 0, or O, economic development funding of 50% of total funding. What this is about is Pickens County and the City of Jasper are working together to hire a joint economic development director. This is just not, the 50% is just not his salary. The 50% is salary, any benefits, any health insurance, possibly retirement if that's so desired. But whatever it is, Pickens County will pay 50% and the City of Jasper will pay 50%. It'll be broke down evenly between that. If that is all, y'all have any questions to that? Not being, I need an approval to approve that, please.
So moved.
Second.
Have a move and a second for approval. Any further discussion? None being, all that in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, thank you. Pardon?
And I'll have an intergovernmental agreement that I'm working on with the city, with this, well, I'm waiting on some comments. And so is this vote to approve that agreement, that's basically, it's basically saying it's a 50-50 split.
that's
and
correct.
saying it goes along the pattern of what we'd said before, that the development, that this employee will be answerable to the development authority as far as termination, discipline, setting the parameters of the job, that sort of thing.
Can we go ahead and approve?
You go ahead and approve it, authorize the chairman to vote, I'll email it to y'all once I get it final form, but it's very basic.
I make a motion we approve the intergovernmental agreement.
Second.
Have a move and a second. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed, thank you. And we will, before I sign that, I will have a secondary approval, give you the information.
I'll email it to y'all. We just been tweaking things like the title and things of that nature. We're on, the city and the county are on the same understanding of it. It's no major disagreement.
All right, that brings us down to item P under rezone request. We are in a little open space here that we don't now have a director. We do not have a director of planning and development. We are going to start having interviews. Northwest Georgia Regional Commission has helped pull a small group together. We can start interviewing, and I think that's going to be January the 6th when they'll be coming in, and we will get to interview these individuals for possible being director of planning and development here for Pickens County. That being said, there is no rezone request at this particular time. That brings us down to item number 12, guests and comments. Do we have anyone that have a comment or a question? All right, I have got one. I want y'all to have a Merry Christmas, hopefully a blessed New Year, be with your families. Hug them when you go home, and everybody be safe. And I'm going to call this meeting to an end. Merry Christmas.